Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. I'm currently in the Hinterlands. It's in the northern part here of the Eastern Kingdoms. We got Undercity up here. So I'm standing in the middle of all this to-do stuff from Questy here. I picked up all of the level 48 quests. There's a few extra higher level quests down in the village here. Um, they don't offer any reputation actually, but I want to get them done of course, and I'm pretty, it can be sort of included at my current leveling pace. Again, quest 5 levels above below your own level, meaning that 48 quests will be sort of included in the reputation farming, even though these sort of, most of them at least doesn't offer any, or don't offer any reputation. Anyway, I got one additional here that actually offers reputation. It's one I picked up in Orgrimmar. It's done up here. So I'll probably, well, I don't have to start with that one, but I'm definitely going to do this one as well. I got Costello's Riddle. It's a quest chain that started down in Strangleton Vale, and it can be completed up here as well, while I'm in the neighborhood. But yeah, I think without so much talking, I'm probably just gonna buff up here. I know at least I got one uh, quest pretty close by. It's Gammerita. It's one of these turtles, but it's while these are sort of neutral, um, Gammerita is, yeah, she's aggressive. You could say she will be red instead of yellow when I encounter her. And I don't know. I think she's probably 48 elite, but no problem for this build, as she's some kind of slow, yeah, turtley, surprisingly enough, melee type, you could say. Alrighty, so let's go hunt Gammerita for starters. And Questy suggests that she has some sort of back and forth path here. And while I'm in the neighborhood, I guess I might as well get Costello's Riddle done. It's the last part of that chain, by the way. There's a very nice reward, especially if you do it sort of straight, you could say. I mean, I have other tunes, so, and I've been fishing a bit and stuff, so I've got some decent 14 slot bags, but the the reward is actually a 14 slot bag. So I don't know, maybe I missed her, or yeah, someone just killed and skinned her recently, but actually I don't think so, because it's 0519. So probably not that many people online at the moment. I'm just gonna pick up this one. Costello's Riddle, I mean. What exactly am I supposed to do here? Or maybe I'm wrong and it's above. Just looks like on the map that it's here, but to be... Oh, there it is, I think. The chest here. So what you get, besides a nice fat 6,100 experience, is a 14 slot back. And that would be huge if you sort of just level straight and did this quest. I mean, that would probably be your first, or maybe your second. So I'm just gonna equip it. I have another sort of special bag, and to be honest, I don't recall where I got this from, but it was from some kind of quest as well. So I have two sort of decent, well, 14 slots back that I got from questing. These I've obtained, by the way, two other 14 slots bags from fishing, actually, in various pools, and you can be really lucky, and there can be a 14 slot bag. Um, so that would probably be faster if you actually wanted to get 14 slot bags, but then again, it's a chance. It's probably like, I don't know, 1-2% probably chance, something like that, to get a bag like that. Anyway, Gammerita, let's... I missed her on the way out. Let's see if I can find her on the way back here. There she is. The other turtles won't interfere, so yeah. It's just, yeah, shoot and scoot. Let's see how much he hit before. 139. Not too bad. It's not like she's supposed to chew me all day, but yeah, she's no danger to me at all. Unless I disconnect, of course. And in that very moment, she critted him for 1400. No, that's not gonna happen. There we go. It's actually a decent hammer. The problem is just, you know, no one wants to pay anything for green level items, but you know what? I might keep it because eventually I could imagine, if I know myself right, that I'm gonna train my weapon skills on some mobs that can drop something useful anyway. While say I'm waiting for a dungeon or people to arrive at a dungeon, etc. And as you can see here, two-handed maces is not exactly the one I trained the most in my weapon skills. I just prefer doing it because, well, I'm a completionist, but it's actually also because I've tried being in a spot where you have to, someday I screwed up or I got surprised um, by a situation and I have to fight myself out of it by sort of, yeah, using a melee weapon, and I'm not that skilled in knowledge um, about if I can end up with, say, a mace with a lot of intellect and spell power and stuff. Who knows? I'm not. I have no idea what's out there. It's unlikely, but I could imagine myself in a situation where I have to melee the last part, where it's a matter of life and death. Uh, so I prefer having my weapon skills at a fairly high level, and as you can see here, my staves are fairly high. I'm at 251 and up to. I mean, you get 5 skill levels per character level. So let's say when you're 60 times 5, that means 300 is max. It's not like I can train more than my current level, which means it's 52 times 5, meaning 260, as you can see here, as a cap at the moment. Next time I level, it'll be 265. This will give me increased chance to hit, as you can see. Higher weapon skill increases your chance to hit. And that's why, say, a level 5 have pretty much no chance to hit a level, say, 60. Not to mention that they will probably have insane amount of damage reductions, etc., etc. I'm just gonna see here. Okay, so I actually need these kind of annoying stalkers. One right there, right? Yeah. I might as well get them done right away. Might get social aggro, that was one pretty close to, but I guess I didn't. Oh, actually I did. Interesting. I think these guys got a ton of nature resist because I'm doing like half the damage that I usually do on these guys. I think normal, or maybe I'm thinking, maybe not. Maybe I'm just used to those critters for 500. And to be honest, I haven't played this character for a while. I've been kind of busy. I had a clear sense that I was doing around 400 500 damage on these wrath, but I definitely do not. I probably have to take a drink here. I got quest to my left, you could say, but that's all. This here is sort of an elite area, which is pretty much not a place I want to go at this current level. Oh, and by the way, this sort of strategic aim or the long-term aim, you could say, of the character is I'd like to be able to get a group for Moradon. I got 3 quests, and I think there's another 2 inside. The level 48 and 49 quests here, they don't reward any reputation, so it's not like I'm sort of stalled due to that. Um, but there are a couple of quests in there that gives reputation with, I think it's Cenarian Circle. Um, Main problem actually is that I probably said this in a previous episode. I think I did while I was doing the sort of lower level quest for Moradon. Um, yeah, I guess I was used to my 560 critters. That's why I wasn't content before with the 300 damage. Anyway, but most tanks, especially, they just do princess runs because they want to get the, I think it's the BIS or best in slot ring before raiding. It's a ring that offers, I don't know, stamina, I'm sure, and probably some, well, 2% to hit, I think it is. Let's see. I think there's an option that there can be an item here that I need for my quest here. Let's start up this guy though. Oh, wrong. And yeah, I'm missing here a lot. So I guess my weapon skill isn't that high. Um, there's supposed to be some kind of item that I should pick up here, but I think it's actually random where it is in these sort of troll encampments. Extract these lost tools. Okay, one last scoot to see if it's here. Nope. Alright. Yeah, okay. It's the same item that it sort of offers can be up here as well. So, yeah. Let's check down the base here anyway. I need to kill these guys, at least 30 of them anyway. And if it's not there, I think it can be even a 3rd place, to be honest. So my basic damage from Wrath is around 300. As you've probably noticed. Yeah, and I need to kill a ton of these guys. I think I got mana for one more. I'm positive that these are part of an alliance quest, but I can sell them at least as a horde. And the meat and stuff that drops from the various zoo here is actually kind of useful for cooking. It gives decent, I think, say plus stamina buffs, like say plus 8 or 10 stamina or something like that. Maybe even 12. Which remind me that from some odd reason I forgot to bring my stamina food. I don't think I'm gonna need it, but I usually bring, so I have sort of a kit. You can see these 3 buffs together that can bring my total hit points up with 15, 27 stamina and an additional 120. So that's like almost, I don't know, 500 hit points, something like that. Additional, of course. That'll mean, of course, that I'll lose my mana regeneration buff, but if it's a tough pull, you know, then I prefer additional stamina, of course. Let's see, so that's a nice fat chest here, let's take that. And no toolbox, I think. Some kind of food crate here. Yeah, but not the item that we actually came for. And yeah, the reason why I'm not using my Moonfire, my damage over time spell, is that when I know I gotta root a target, I prefer to just use Wrath, as the Moonfire will sort of help breaking well, both of my attack spells does damage, of course, but it's like I feel it's more controllable than if I use various damage over time on a target that's supposed to be rooted for as long as possible. So usually I just, you know, cast. I might as well use some casting time on engaging in a mob that otherwise. Uh, I mean, it doesn't make sense to root a target first and then start using a semi-long cast after for damage. I might as well do it the other way around. At least when I sort of start the fight, you could say. Oh, and these guys I need as well, I think. Yeah. So like here, Wrath first, and then Entangling Roots. Yeah. And my Moonfire. Not my Moonfire, my Moonkin uniform here. But as you can see here, I'm sort of by instinct waiting with the Moonfire. I can probably burst it if I need to in the end. Um, if the target is almost dead and running towards me, then I often use Moonfire there. If I don't want to get hit at all, for instance. So yeah, this is crap. And yeah, I can save this stamina scroll for now. If I should encounter something that hurts. There we go. Oh, and these guys. Okay, I need pretty much everything that walks around here. Feel like I'm massacring my own family, really. And to my knowledge, there's no sort of dangerous elites or anything like that that I will sort of accidentally stump into. Not that I'm aware of anyway. Naturally one should, yeah, um, use your eyes and ears. So normally I don't sort of burn my innovate just because I'm lazy and don't want to drink. I want to like to use it for an emergency, but like I said, these mobs are well, I didn't say that, but these mobs are fairly low, and I don't expect to be surprised. Naturally, no one does, of course, but this was, by the way, a perfect example of how I use Moonfire. So if I got them up close, and it's like down to less than half hit points, and it's non-elite, then I might as well give it a Moonfire and then just, yeah, do the melee for the rest of its life. And I'm pretty sure that the owl beasts here and the wolves, they sort of share spawn, so that an owl beast can become one of those sort of stealthy wolves, and the wolves can become one of these guys. It's these guys I'm talking about, by the way. These are used, I think, I don't know if it's for Lionheart Helm or some other crazy blacksmithing recipe. I think it was a blacksmithing recipe, so I'm sort of collecting them. I think you probably need like 100 or 300 or something insane like that, but there's no reason to throw them out. They're random semi-low drop from all kind of wild beasts. Um, oh, actually have a mana oil, so that no reason for that. The buff is up there on my staff. Nice fat critters here. And when the mob have that low hit points, I might as well conserve a little mana. And give it the club for the rest. And again, now the mob is close, it's 3 sort of lower hit points, so you get the Moonfire on top. There we go. And a nice trail of destruction here. So this is pretty much, you know, kill everything at the moment, almost in sight. Just checking if I actually remember to put my hearth here in the Hinterlands, and I did. There can be some kind of rare here. The Reek. I don't think I've ever seen it. But since it's 0500 here in the morning, almost 6 o'clock now, but there's probably not that many people online. I could go look for it. It supposedly have 4 spawn locations. Oh. Somehow I don't feel like going up there though. Not at the moment. I have no kind of idea what sort of mob it is. And by the way, today it's been announced that the OnlyFans raid, people that got killed due to lag caused by some, excuse my language, asshole that made a DOS attack on the server, that server, they are gonna be reinstated. I'm very glad to hear that. I wouldn't say for once, but everybody's pretty surprised that Blizzard are actually gonna reinstate some hardcore characters. I could understand why it wouldn't be cool to do so, because you'll have everyone and his brother trying to get their dead character reinstated. That's the way it is. I'm sure about it, and I'm sure that Blizzard don't wanna use millions of manpower hours to reinstate everyone and his brother's characters that died due to some kind of lag or something like that. But yeah, this video come out, this will be old news. But it's one of the most popular raiding guilds. They have some very popular streamers and stuff in their rooster, and they got sort of viciously, they attacked Blizzard's server with, as I understand it, a so-called DDoS malware, or what you call it. That I think it sort of stresses Blizzard's server so much that it has to, I don't know, reboot or starts to kick off people from the server, something like that. And if that happens in a boss pool, it's gonna be pretty devastating, of course. And it was. And poor Sario, I like him a lot. If anyone knows him, this guy got really hurt. You know, he's such a badass, especially you know, PvP or stuff like that. Okay. I didn't know this guy was so sort of aggressive. I thought it was just regular stuff. Not this guy, not Sario. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him where they do this knockback stuff. But anyway, he's part of the rooster, and he had a warrior. I think it was his only remaining character. Very, very skilled player. He takes a lot of chances, and I think he's died more than I have actually, but he's doing some pretty insane stuff, and that's why. He has stupid deaths as well. I think we all have. It's a learning experience even for a top player like that. Some episodes are, I mean. But he lost his warrior, and it was really painful to see. He wasn't sure if the warrior was dead due to the disconnect, but when he actually found out that the warrior was dead, he was really devastated about it. You could see that. It was like that, the kind of look you have when you lost, like, I'd say, a family member or something. It was painful to look at for sure. Oh, so I got some social aggro here. I'm just gonna root the gun, the one with the full hit points. And even though these are pretty low level mobs, and yeah, now we are back here and not in Sario's universe, but the guy has used so many hours on his character, and especially warriors, they are so painful to lose. I think I've lost, so far I've died 4 times total, actually 2 times on on a Moonkin druid. Once with that body, and pretty much the same scenario. We went inside a sort of enclosed environment and made a bad pool, and we couldn't get out. There were respawn sort of closing the deal, so it was pretty much fight to the death. And I think we just mainly panicked. We didn't even do much damage. We just knew instantly that we had pulled too much. Then he died pretty much instantly, David back then, and I died pretty shortly after. I hardly ever got a spell off. Um, and that's okay. It's a learning experience. I haven't died there since. I'm very, very cautious about that place, and I'll get there eventually, probably in a new project. Um, we'll see to that. And then I died one more time on the druid on the Sickers. Uh, pretty much same circumstances, meaning that I um, I was sort of inside a closed environment in a cave and was trying to do a quest where even though I was 5 levels above, I got overwhelmed. Uh, so long story short, again, I'm not bitter or anything. It's don't play hardcore if you can't manage your death. But there's a difference, and Blizzard noticed that if you fuck up or there's some minor lag or you make a bad pull, and I can imagine a million bad excuses for people want to have their character reinstated. But there's a difference between that and a full raiding guild getting wiped due to a third-party evil sort of attempt by a DDoS attack on Blizzard server. And you could say if Blizzard allows this, they're trying to secure themselves against these DDoS attacks. But I don't know if you can. You can't sort of you can't protect yourself against everything. And it's not like I'm a Blizzard fanboy or anything. Of course I am. I'm playing their game sort of, but I can understand why they can't, uh, they can't protect themselves against any kind of malware. If you're skilled in, oh, by the way, I don't need these guys. They look the same like the Owlkins, but it's not the ones I want. Just gonna let them go for now. But like I said, Blizzard, they can't protect all their servers against everything. If you wanna be an asshole and you're skilled in software, I'm sure you can be one, even to Blizzard servers. It's probably not easy, but it can be done. But there's a difference between, a guild that have used so many hours and have a lot of, they make a lot of, say, goodwill for Blizzard as well, as there's a lot of people following them. I'm not personally doing that. I see a video from time to time on YouTube, but it's not like I'm following any of them. I like Sario, though. I've seen a couple of his videos, and it's more like he's a skilled player and he's a very charming guy, very nice and friendly, stuff like that. Yeah, so like I said, there's a difference between someone trying purposely to destroy a very popular guild, really, and it wasn't supposed to happen in the first place, you could say. And me dying inside a cave because I have to learn the game the hard way. Big difference. Let's see. Yeah, this one ran out. So did my food buff for mana regeneration. But it's very nice when sort of all hope is gone. I mean, even Soda Poppin is the guild leader of Onlyfangs. He had announced that he didn't expect Blizzard to reinstate them. They have been pretty clear that they will not reinstate anyone under any circumstances, but they changed their mind due to this third-party software attack, and I think they should. I don't think anyone in OnlyFans should feel bad about getting their characters reinstalled. And yeah, me talking, I sort of didn't notice the environment here, but the Silvermane Howler here is calling for help. When I pull it or when it get low on hit points or something like that. There seems to be a little low on mobs here that I need. There's one there though. I'm positive that these guys got somewhat nature resist. They resist a lot more than the other mobs, I think. But yeah, slowly but surely we are grinding it out here. Oh bugger! I just have to drink a coffee and it's Nescafe, this instant stuff, and it wasn't completely, dissolved. Very, very bitter coffee. Uh, One last thing about the OnlyFangs is that a guild like that puts a lot of glamour back to this 20-year-old, 20-plus-year-old game, and you could say it's a good thing for us here on the sort of on the working class servers, you could say. I mean, sort of in the lower end of popularity, and it might bring extra players in here as well. And that's why, an additional reason why I sort of, I'm glad about the project, or any kind of project, um, that sort of brings more players into, uh, to the servers here. Naturally, I'd like to eventually do, if I live that long, I'll do my best. Um, while poor Korgrum died here, in a classic way, unfortunately, in Skull Rock due to a Burning Blade Apprentice. It's the same death I've had on my druid. It's a sort of you're you're locked in there and it's hard to get out, and you'll get overwhelmed by mobs. Actually, it'll be worse in the if in rush hour, you could say, in the weekends, or um, yeah, or when people get home from school or work or whatever. Alright, so I'm running low on silver. Yeah, this is another kind of species. Actually, I got a Silvermane Howler and this is Silvermane Wolf. I don't need those guys. But I think there's some kind of feather stuff down here. I'm probably gonna look into that. And while I'm down there, I'll probably go talk to this guy up here. He gives me another quest in the area, and it's one of the few quests here that actually award me some reputation. And about the Reek, yeah, I think I'm gonna skip looking all of the places for him, at least for now. But this is a Howler, yeah, it actually is. Come on, Howler. But it looks pretty much like the Barons in the beginning with all these quests. I mean, the to do. And kudos to whoever evolved the add-on questy. For yeah, the game's not lagging, even though sometimes the map looks like, yeah, like looking at, say, New York City from above. I mean, all the stuff there. So there's a purple lotus in there. I'm not gonna bother with it, not right now anyway. I'm gonna look for those goldthorn. Yeah, maybe. I probably said it before. I like to repeat myself apparently, but the Goldthorn here is like the workhorse of sort of mid-tier herbalism. It's sort of one of the parts of a lot of elixirs and potions and stuff. And I actually have a lot of sort of the other part except the Goldthorn, so I should definitely pick those when I sort of get to them. I can imagine that, say, let's just mix Goldthorn and I don't know, something else. Yeah, Goldthorn and Sungrass. The very things I'm picking up here right now will give a very nice elixir. Great agility would be awesome for a ton of characters actually. So these are the guys I'm looking for. And I think it actually says it's PvP, but it's not, and as you can see I'm not getting flagged. The last part of this quest chain you will get flagged, and you will risk getting ganked, so I prefer doing that quest in sort of odd hour. As I said before as well, I saw a level 55 or 56 getting ganked, probably by a level 60 alliance player. He had been uh, he had been smacked by an alliance guard somewhere by being not so careful, you could say, somewhere, and then he that's usually when I will, or not usually, I will definitely sort of go a long way to avoid, I mean, dropping my being flagged. I still say the worst way to go is a disconnect, like one of my viewers said that has happened to one of his guys, by the way, and I told him the same thing, that yeah, it's just the worst way to go, because there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, unless I've tried that my provider is trying to fix some stuff, I've seen it. I mean, I rarely ever have any kind of issues with my internet, but then sometimes I've experienced, especially Sunday evening, I can all of a sudden get a disconnect, and the rest of the house here as well. Um, and it's usually Sunday evening, and I got this idea that my provider, although they never write anything about it, and I've talked to some guys in here in the community about it as well. They say it's rather typical that if they want to do some kind of maintenance, they never sort of let you know in advance. But on the other hand, they will usually do this maintenance sort of at odd hours. So typically it could be like Sunday or Monday morning at 0300, something like that. Let's see if we can find a few more of these hippogriff thingies. I'm just gonna show you the quest. As you can see, it's marked as PvP. Where actually it's not the feathers that I just got from the kill of the hippogriffs, but it's feathers lying around. But it will not flag you to pick up these feathers. It's only the very last quest in this chain. That's one of the feathers here, I think. Or maybe I think there's a quest where I have to pick them up, but maybe there's a quest where okay. It's because I have to kill the hippogriffs, and then there's a chance that they can drop a feather. That's what it's like. I think the reason why they put it up for PvP, either it has been removed, besides the last one, due to the hardcore environment, but actually I don't think so. The other possibility is that quest is just by mistake linked this as PvP, although it's only the final quest in the chain that will actually get you flagged. See if we can pick this up. Nothing. So it's not like there's a ton of these hippos. Not one here. And I actually got one here. I think there are a few alliance bases just up here. I might as well explore it while I'm here now. The guards are level 55, so they're pretty nasty, of course. I'm just gonna get my mana back. So it's not the plan to sort of get getting exposed and beaten on, so I can get flagged. If I was to get flagged, I would try getting to, you know, my tactic would be to say run around a tree and get use my hearthstone to get back, and then from when I had the hearthstone, I would fly, say, from the nearest point, from say Hinterlands down here to the neighboring area, and then because as soon as you get flying, you lose the PvP marking instantly. You cannot be. I don't know if you do it on purpose if you want to flag yourself, but if you don't, it's impossible to fly and have this on at the same time. I don't know if there's an alliance character in there, but if there is a level 55 in there somewhere, it's probably pretty stupid to go in there as level 52, even as stealther. So I'm not gonna do that. I am gonna explore the area though. I'm just gonna go a little closer here before I cloak up again. But like I said, this one, the guards are down here, 55 as you can see. And this guy is not even, he's not even marked as alliance. But there was some other guy, like you could see, that was 55, and they are part of, you know, the Scarecrow, where you have to do the final part of this quest that I've just started. Another message to the Wildhammer. These guys are the actual Wildhammer. Oh, lots of birdies here, nice. Maybe it was Alliance that had a quest where you should pick up the feathers, I don't recall. There's another one there. But yeah, I'm keeping my distance. I don't feel like having a 55-30 dwarf hitting me while I'm questing. In all, yeah, so in my peaceful way here, whatever. Okay, that was pretty lame. I'm I'm killing half the population on the map here, the zoo, and calling myself peaceful. I guess it depends on eye of the beholder. So it doesn't seem like the drop rate is very high. I think one of the reasons why this part of the quest chain is flagged for PvP is that if you were to do this on a PvP server, you could probably right next to the Alliance base, and it's the sort of the thing that they are normally flying on, so they might feel a little attached to these guys. They might even get a warning, I think, that someone is killing these things. So due to the spam alone about these things getting killed, they might like come kill you, but on a PvP server, people are there mainly to PvP, I guess, or the thrill of it. So maybe that's why it's flagged as PvP, as it's right next to the base, but like I said, you won't get flagged by killing them. Not that alone anyway. So up here, yeah, what is close to? Up here, it's a little concealed here in the this hilly area. Just gonna drop this. Map is pretty. There's enough to look at already, you could say. But up here is the quest that I picked up in Orgrimmar. This Ripple Recovery. And I'm pretty sure it leads to another one in this area. Shindigger's camp, yeah. I was hoping there might be a vendor, but there isn't. So, and as you can see, this rewards me with 100 reputation. I have to get 10 bottles of Hinterlands honey. Sure, I'll do that. And then it's back to the grind here. By the way, thank you, Questy. These guys, they can drop the feathers as well. Oh, very nice. And it actually dropped sort of a zone quest here, where I have to escort some kind of chicken. I'm gonna do them later. I got two. There are 3 totals of these sort of escort the chicken thingy, and you'll get your own chicken. And like I've stated before as well, I don't feel like carrying a lot of pets and sort of useless stuff around. Well, I wouldn't say useless, but more like gadget stuff. At the moment, I'm saying that while I have this one. I think it's more like I wanted to burn them. Even though these can actually be kind of useful. I can imagine in a dungeon or in a raid if you want to explain something to someone else. Um, but I'll make a difference here with that chicken because yeah, a lot of guys actually call my moonkin form here for the chicken. Not optimal pull here, but the mob is extremely low compared to me, so I'm not that scared of getting too much aggro. So it's not all of these trolls that can drop the feathers, only the hide skinners. I'm gonna stick to those. It doesn't seem that there's that many of these sort of wild hammer flying thingies, hippogriffs that can drop these. So you're gonna live, bro. Hide skinner here though. Oh. So another one of these, and naturally it's a unique item, as you can see here in the quest text, even though I haven't picked it up yet. So only one of those at a time to carry around, I mean. They don't seem to drop a lot of these feathers right now. I got one of the first kill, but I seem to recall they actually dropped them at a higher pace that than the actual hippos, and they have a lot of nature resist, by the way. That was the third time in a row before that I sort of failed my root spell. There's one more in there. That's gonna cost me at least one additional mob that's gonna aggro. I think. No. Okay, drop rate seems pretty awful at the moment. Yeah, I guess I'm just supposed to complain and I get a drop. Perfect. I think it makes sense to kill these guys, even if the drop rate isn't that high, because it's definitely not high on the hippos themselves, like I said, and it'll give me sort of double the options to actually get some of these feathers. One more of these guys here. Actually, two more. Three more. Perfect. Oh, one more over here. I'm not gonna root this guy because I actually want him to come to me. And just so I make sure that I can loot him when he runs away. Oh, bugger. This was a mistake. Okay, just gonna get out of here. There we go. So, two more of them there, and yeah, I've probably killed like 20 mobs now, something like that, and I got 3 so far. So yeah, there's a little way to go there. Yeah, that no reason to do that actually. I had 9 minutes left, but oh well. I got a ton of these fishies from back in the day when, yeah, I could make a little money from fishing in those kind of pools. Those days are definitely over. I don't think a class that's really running low on mana is a rare class. Nobody would really, not that many want to play a class where you have to drink mana all the time, and I could understand that. Decent build for melee. Yeah, a DPS warrior. But then again, 24 attack power is the same as 12 strength. Yeah, maybe it's not that impressive. Typical build like that could also be, say, like 10 stamina, 10 strength, maybe even 12 stamina, 12 strength. So it's nothing special really. Let's see, my precious gold fawn is right here, along with this pesky wolf. And the plan is to go this way, start getting some of the quests done there. And I would say, especially in hardcore, it's not that great of a build. As warrior, you should have some kind of stamina, so I'd prefer, say, even 8 stamina, 8 strength. That would be 16 attack power, and then get some stamina as well. But that's just me. I prefer to play a little bit more cautiously as warrior. As it's so up close and personal, and yeah, you got your hamstring and your fear, but you're very limited to survival if you make a bad pull compared to many other classes. See if anyone's home in the guild. They are. Um, Now that I'm here, I'm gonna see if I can snatch this gold thorn. Maybe I should just kill some of these guys. I kinda need them anyway. To get to the flower, I mean. Up this very altar of Sul is where you can sort of make a mallet that can be used on the gong in the end of the instance in order to summon a mob that will only be summoned this way. Gasrilla, I still have the quest actually. I haven't handed it in yet. If you complete the quest, you can get a trinket that can increase your riding speed by 3%. I think I actually have the quest, Sulfurak. Yeah, it's the last one I got left. And here's the actual trinket. But that's the maze is sort of collect or assembled, I think, up here. Or at one of the mobs at least you need to kill, but it's an elite mob. I have no use for it really. It's up there. There we are. Maybe I can go up and take a look what level the mobs are up there. Those guys with the the mallet for Sulfurak. Guess I need to kill these guys anyway. Oh, probably time to rebuff this one as well. Thought my mana pool seemed a little slim, but it makes sense when I'm losing 25 intellect. Barely managed to kill this one before she healed herself. That's why it's good to have Moonfire as a burster as well in the end. Well, can't see the mobs up here. I think they're about the same level as this, only elite. There we go. Yeah, I think it's this guy. Actually, maybe both of them. Yeah, 2 level 50 elites. Nothing for Black Blossom, not at the moment anyway. But I think one of them dropped one of the parts and the other dropped the other. And it makes sense because the altar here is called Altar of Sul, and the dungeon is Sulfarak, so that makes sense. Oh. Bit of sleep here, I should have interrupted her somehow. Yeah, I'm gonna blow my innovate. I have no plans about engaging anything crazy right now, anyway. It's another good reason, by the way, to train your weapon skills, even as a Moonkin, so I can sort of club the mobs instead of using another additional, say, 141 mana to kill the mob. Oh, egg throwers, I don't think I need those. Nope. Soothsayer. Yes, please. Wrong. Is this... Oh. Oh, not wrong. I actually need the scalpers. Oh, there's a rare up here, this guy. Thought he had a bit of a special name. So we do get a rare after all. Unless someone comes and snatches him. But this rare scanner is a little slow. It's like I see him before the scanner actually goes off. I don't know if he's a nasty encounter or something like that, but... Oh, he's actually coming this way now. I think I can do him with 3000 mana. Always, you know, if it's something you're not completely familiar about, maybe have an escape route. I have that now. I can just run the other way here if needed. I don't think there should be too much trouble here though. Except he enrages. Oh, let's see how much he hit me for. Oh, sorry bro, he didn't make it. Let's see what he dropped. Better belt, I think, definitely. But yeah, sure, it's a level 46 belt, so... talking about belts, you can see it's a level 40 belt here with 24 attack power, but you actually get almost the 24 attack power by the 11 strength. 1 strength is 2 attack power. So this is definitely a much better belt because you get pretty much the same attack power and then another 10 stamina. So this is a good belt, I think, especially for hardcore. I'm running low on space here. I'm just gonna to make some room. Yeah, I'm gonna use the scroll there. So let's see. Axe thrower, no. Nice fat flower, yes please, if I can get it. Oh, there we go. No. Oh, jerk. Okay, I'm gonna kill him. As he's ranged, I have to, you know, be really annoying to get this flower. Had he just been a melee, I could just loot him and pick the flower and run away, but it's not gonna work here. I think I'm going off, hopefully to sort of get some quests done. Meaning I need some owl beast and some wolfies. There's a wolf here. Another one there. Yeah, so I got aggro. It was pretty far away, this one actually. Just gonna make a little room. Or do distance to that wolfie. But this, the call for help, this wolf was actually quite far off. It still came to the aid of its buddy. So this streak must have quite an area of effect. Alright, so 4 more wolves to go. It's a fade leaf up here, I don't really need it. The only thing I'm using the flowers of fade leaf for at the moment is actually for my rogue. I think it's... I actually forgot what for, but it's some kind of ability. It's for blinding pounder, I think. It's an ingredient you need for... I think you can make a humanoid, maybe even all kind of mobs, sort of wander around blinded for 10 seconds. So I think it's what they're used for. It's useful for rogue, that's for sure, but I have a ton of them already, so yeah. Okay, and we are back to actual mobs that I need here. These guys. Hopefully I can find 9 of them. And the guild chat, by the way, it's very kind of cozy, you could say. Oh. The problem is just that you get distracted by it, or at least I do. And it's not the best thing to get distracted in hardcore. Especially not when I get an extra mob here that I didn't sort of sign up for due to this, what is it? Yeah, it makes some kind of squeak or howl to warn it or to call its buddies for help. So yeah, that's the main reason I'm not using guild chat when I'm out here in the wilderness. So one of my gold thorn up here, yes please, right there. And I might as well, since I'm killing mobs in this area, sort of let me being leaded by the flowers. Oh, there's another one right there, but apparently it didn't get the howl yet, the memo. Just gonna mark it. But that should be the last wolfie. It's not very nice of you. Kind of drinking here. Oh, then there's one of these flying guys that could drop a feather. I'm just gonna go for him after. There we go. So done with the wolves, I think. I think it's the guys that made me, yeah, make this sort of knockback. No feather though. Alright, so for my owlkin, we are done with another quest. There's one. Oh great. Look what the cat brought in here. But yeah, might as well kill it in order to see if I can get a feather. There we go. No luck. And so my last bodies here. Very nice of him to wait until I had my buff, my food buff. And the last one here. Holy shit, I'm critting a lot now. So, as you can see, the map sort of now it's thinned out and all the questing stuff that I need to do still. So I have this, was one of the first thing I was looking after is the Slack Trees Lost Tools. It can spawn there, or there. Actually even, oh not here, but at these three sort of locations. I think I visited two of them, so I'm just gonna check out the third spot now. There could have been someone else that had actually sort of gotten the toolbox, and then it will most likely spawn somewhere else. It can probably spawn the same place as well. So yeah, there's no guarantee it's in here, but it's very likely as I've looked at two other places. I need a lot of these scalpers anyway, so I might as well grind my way in there. There's no way to sort of stealth in there. Yeah, and I shouldn't have pulled her because I was pretty low on mana, but it's another just, you know, use, as you can see, of my melee skill here. So, let's drink up. I'm kind of scouting for that toolbox in there, but it could be somewhere that I can't see. But with a lot of the mobs killed that I had to kill, it's definitely much easier to see. What exactly to do here in order to complete my quests. And it's right there, by the way. It's like a lamp, not a toolbox from here, but oh well. And a nice chest here, I'll take that as well. Noisy fire. I'm really running low on space here. So these, the next part I'm going after here, I think at least, might be a little stupid because I only got 3 spots left here. Is these, it's some kind of it looked like horde boxes or something like that. Cargo boxes. I'll show you in a second. They can be at various places, including this ruin up here. I'll see if I can snatch a few of them by just sneaking in here and taking a look. If I'm lucky, I don't even have to fight for them. So I guess the story behind is probably that this horde base got overrun by these oozes. Oh, that's actually one up here. Might have to fight this guy for it, but honestly I don't think so. I think I can pick it from here. I'm gonna try. I have an escape route behind me, so I should be alright. Not that I'm sort of scared by an 48 mob, but... Oh, and I got 3 in 1. Very nice. But I'm not quite sure how these sort of oozes react. They might get, might get social aggro, or they might divide into more, etc, etc. But it seems like this was the only one, and what we are after here is these sort of bottles. So there's a horde crate that sort of evolves into yeah, some kind of box here. No, the other way around. The box well, it doesn't evolve, but it opens into these sort of wine bottles. I think it was the only one from what I can see. There's actually a sunsum flower I'd like to get as well. It might be a little harder though. Yeah. What I could do, let's see what this guy thinks about. I think I'm afraid this is close to impossible. I'm just gonna try. I mean, yeah, okay, he resisted, fine. Resist, not so fine. Okay. He must have a very high sort of nature. Either that or he cannot. Okay. I think he's immune to... Apparently. It doesn't it says resist, but you should think he was immune. So I'm just gonna dump him. See you around, pal. As you can see, I sort of got social aggro there as well. One of his smaller buddies is after me as well. It's good to know because the next place I want to go, there's a ton of these guys. It's up here in Skulk Rock. It's like the adult version of where all the level 10 to 15s die, close to Orgrimmar. There's another Skulk Rock that's kind of nasty, but it's just populated by Burning Blade fanatics, orcs, yeah, some other kind of faction than Horde, could say. There's a lot of people dying in there. And yeah, one of my buddies was the first place he died as well, on his first character. He made it to I think level 12 or something like that. And they were inside Skullcroak to there's a couple of quests in there inside that cave, and it was in sort of in yeah, in rush hour you could say. There's a lot of people online, and back then the server here was layered up to 6 or 7 layers sometimes, so even though it looked like a graveyard in there because so many people had died, they went in anyway, of course, and they actually made a group for it, he told me. And they were 5 in the group. And then some elite mob spawned. I forgot what his name is, but he can drop a quest item as well. But they were not actually after him. It was a pre-quest to the first dungeon for Horde, grade 5 person. So this elite mob spawned, and it pretty much killed him almost. It two-shotted him probably. And then actually it was his friend he was with, so a friend of my friend, that got aggro first and got two-shotted by the mob. And then my friend tried to come to the rescue, and then he got killed as well. And why these two guys are lying there dead, the rest of them completed the quest they actually came for. And they just said, thanks all, goodbye, bye-bye, stuff like that. They hardly even noticed that two of their party members were dead. But so talk about being focused there on your own mission. You could say that you don't even notice that someone in your group is dying. I don't know if they could have actually helped. They probably could, but okay. In all fairness, they probably didn't know what was going on anyway. So there's another box here with a little lock. I can. I think I've never picked up a Black Lotus, and naive as I thought, this might be one. Uh, um, it could look like a Black Lotus. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty screwed with this room here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna need some more space, guys. So it's a pretty long video already, but yeah, I might cut it in two. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this video and then make a second one eventually. But so far, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye bye.